Hello, hello. We are on round 2 today. It has been an incredible process, but I'm going to give it a moment. It's all loading up here. I have Command Central going, so I got to just confirm everything is loading up properly. Let's see. Well, everybody comes on, say hello, drop a hi in the comment section. Let us know where you are joining us from. We love to know that. Awesome. It is rocking and rolling. Fantastic. Perfect, perfect. So please pop in. Let us know where you're joining us from. You'll also notice in the upper corner here, there's a little box that says live. So if you are joining us live, please type in the word live and then maybe the city or country where you're joining us from. If you do not see that little box up there, that means you're watching the replay, and that is perfectly okay. Type in the word replay because we come back in, we monitor all of the questions and the comments. We encourage you guys to ask questions. We encourage you to interact. We love interaction. Interaction makes everything go around here. And again, we have some amazing information and content to share with you today. I'm super, super excited. So while everybody comes on board, what I'm going to do is, again, obviously welcome you, encourage you as we share this information. And today we're going into a pretty critical topic. Sorry if I can speak. A critical topic, and we're going to be talking about credit and credit repair. It would be so awesome if you could just hit that share button down below and share this board with somebody that you know needs to hear this and that this can make a difference for. We love to share this forward. Now, with that being said, I want to welcome you to the week 5 of the Discover the Power of Teachers, Coaches, and Mentors, keeping you accountable in business and in life. I'm super excited because this entire series is about creating profitable businesses, attracting new clients, managing your mindset, and increasing your sales. That's what we're here for. That's what we're talking about. Those of you who don't know me or just joining in, I am Lisa Crisali. I am the founder of the International Association of Health and Nutrition Business Owners. I'll be sharing more about that with you in just a little while. But today, I am here with credit repair specialist, Tania Johnson, and we're going to be talking about credit repair and credit tips that you can implement now. So that's going to be really, really exciting stuff. And we'll dive deep into why having good credit is so important, especially if you have your own business, if you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, developing and building that, this is really going to be crucial for you. So I encourage you to ask questions. Tania knows her stuff. So for those of you who don't know Tania, let me tell you a little bit about her. Tania is from and currently resides in Houston, Texas, and she's lived in some incredible diverse communities around the U.S. like San Ramon, California, Baltimore, Maryland, and Austin, Texas. That is definitely diverse. She has a bachelor's degree in psychology, and she has 23 years of human resources experience, including 14 years of human capital consulting for the Big 4 firms across various industries. So we're going to talk about that. Tania has seen firsthand the effects of having excellent credit versus poor credit. Really key here. She understands that having excellent credit is vital to your financial portfolio. She helps consumers take back their power through credit restoration to build generational wealth and protect their families. Wow, this is cool. I'm so excited. Tania, are you there? Can you say hi?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everybody.
Awesome, awesome.
So glad to be here.
Absolutely. It's I've been so excited to bring you on and to share this information. It's so important, and it's really an area that a lot of people don't want to talk about, right? They don't want to talk about because this whole speaker series is about creating profitable businesses. This is a key piece of this. And so I'm very excited that we're going to dive into it. However, before we go into that piece, we're actually going to go back a little bit. I would love for you to share with the listeners and the people who are watching or participating on here, really where you first had your connection to working with coaches and teachers and mentors, and really how it affected your your decisions in life and in business.
So I'll go back to, I've never had a business coach. I've always had working out, had an actual personal trainer. And so I know what that personal trainer will push you and push you because they see the potential in you to do better, right? So it wasn't until I started with my last previous employer, one of the big four consulting firms. When I got there, we actually, not only did we have a manager, we actually had a counselor, we had a coach, we had a resource manager. So we had you had your own personal team around you to make sure that you were successful.
Wow, that's very cutting edge, I think.
Exactly. It's kind of scary a little bit. It's kind of scary, right? But what they did there really helped me because I got my own personal team. So I got my counselor who was truly my coach and in my corner and would go to fight for me, but also would tell me, hey, this is what we need to do. Again, sit down with me. What are your goals? What are your goals for business? In this business, in a consulting firm, where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And let's go through your skill set. Now, understanding you're new to this consulting firm, here's what we do. We're going to stretch you. We're going to pull you. We're going to take, small skills that you think, you really don't have the talent for. We're going to grow those skills. And so, and you'll see this because on every project that you go on, we're going to start to utilize that skill, and it's going to get bigger and bigger. And so, with that was my first take in business, having an actual counselor outside of the resource manager. Resource manager also had to get to know you and know where your talents, your strengths, your weaknesses lie to be able to place you on particular projects. And so with that particular consulting firm, I was there about 3.5 years. And I will tell you, I was never on the same type of projects ever.
Wow.
Ever. They utilized strengths that I didn't even think that was a strength for me. And so with that's where that actually started. Going into me wanting to start my own business, which credit repair business, I learned that as an entrepreneur, I didn't have all the answers. And so I knew that I needed a coach. I knew I needed help. I was the person, and probably many of you know this and have experienced this. I thought as an entrepreneur, I could actually do everything myself. I'm gonna do all my marketing. I'm gonna set up all my sales funnels. I'm gonna answer, each and everything. I'll be on the call, on these calls, and just trying to learn on webinars, taking all this information in, trying to answer emails, answer phone calls, and I realized I couldn't do everything myself. And that's when I met a gentleman on Instagram, and he looked at my Instagram page, thought I was doing a wonderful job. We had a discussion, and he was part of an actual coaching group, and we talked. And so then I was able to talk to the leader of that coaching group, and we connected. I joined that coaching group. From there, same thing. They pushed me in areas I didn't think that I could go, but I grew from that. So the importance of having a coach, and right now today, I don't have one coach. I have about 3 coaches because what I learned is in your business and as an entrepreneur and as a leader, you need someone to coach you for your actual business. That's been there. But then you also need a coach. You might need a financial coach. What do you need to do with your actual finances? What do you need to do about business credit? What do you need to do on your spiritual side? Because being an entrepreneur, and not just being an entrepreneur, all of us as leaders, we have to invest in personal development.
Yes.
Strongly invest in personal development. So I actually have a spiritual coach that's helping me. And it's not all about, when I say spiritual coach, it's helping me on that side of personal development, and it's mental. Mental that we are able to always face those obstacles and stay positive, but also knowing that we can do this. And this is one thing I was thinking of before the live series. How many times a day do we have thoughts that come into our head? And how many of those are actually negative? What do we do with those negative thoughts? You know?
Yeah. No, we go right down that rabbit hole.
Right. So spiritual coach, that's why my spiritual coach is actually there, to help us actually grow. But then how do you deal with those thoughts that are coming through your mind,
right,
every second of the day, as you're trying to work? And that's the reason why I have a spiritual coach, a business coach, and then just a core coach in general that I can bounce ideas off of in what I want to do in my business, what I want to do in my personal life, what I need to do health-wise. And so it's very important that we find those coaches that we connect with, and utilize them. And remember, coaches are not here to do the work for us.
Right.
They're not here to do the work for us. Just like, and I know Lisa, I've been in the health industry. They're not here to work out for us. We have to do that ourselves, right? But they're there to push us, and they're there. They see our potential, and they see where we're going long term, and they help us stay on that path. So it's very important. I have grown a lot over the last year and a half, and so has my business, along with me investing in my coaches and my personal development.
Absolutely. You said something really critical here. So imagine in this last year and a half, if you didn't have a coach, understanding that what it does is it exponentially moves you forward, right? Because otherwise you're recreating the wheel and learning everything, and and a coach will help keep you on track, help you keep the distractions, and where, if you need to get rid of distractions, or keep you focused, and also help you, again, don't go this way because this, you're gonna waste time here, or honestly, keep you moving in a path and keep you focused.
Correct.
So we see this all the time with business owners. If they try and do it by themselves, and literally they're like on the hamster wheel spinning, right? Because just like you said in the beginning, it's not about having to do everything all yourself. It's how to be efficient, how to learn how to create a profitable business.
Yes,
right?
That is true.
A big difference from doing it all yourself, because the most successful people, even the solopreneurs that are successful, do not do it all themselves.
Correct. You have to have a team, and find a team that you can trust. And whether that's family, part of it being family, I would definitely say you want an experienced coach. You want a coach that's already been through all the pitfalls, and they've made it through that, because like you said, they're going to steer you onto the right path, make you get back in your lane and keep forging ahead. And they have tips and tricks for you, so that you're not spinning your wheels, and that you are more efficient in what you do in your day-to-day operations of your business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I've shared this a few times throughout the series, which is, Lucha and I have been in business for 15 years. And the few times when we did not have a coach, when we weren't, we were in between coaches, right? So and again, like you, sometimes we have one, sometimes we have two, sometimes we have three. It depends on where we're at in our business. But the few times when we had a lapse, we literally would go off course, right? We would, be going in a million different directions. We didn't have somebody looking over and seeing in and saying, seeing the things that you can't see, because when you're in your business, you're so in your business, you can't see sometimes the big picture. And we're business coaches. So, we practice what we teach, right?
Yeah.
Because we know that, again, when you have somebody from the outside looking in, they're going to ask the questions that you're not even thinking, because especially in our business, and I know it's probably the same for you. It's like, you know your stuff so well, sometimes you don't know how to go back to, the basics. Right. It's all about simplification now. We're like into like, let's make it simple.
Yes, that is so true. I agree with you.
So would you share, I know you kind of shared the process here. Is there anyone in particular that has just had a marked effect on the direction of your business and really, or personally that, has a big connection for you?
All three of my coaches. So I started out with Gerald Bass, and he's over the Rise of the 1%. So there's So he's on Facebook. I actually got to meet him last year. It was so exciting. So he has two different groups. One group it's a coaching group, but it's a bigger coaching group, and it goes over general information for all solopreneurs, entrepreneurs. But then he has a much smaller group, and this is more intense. So what we were doing is every single week, we were jumping on a call, all of us that were in that group, and we were going over, what do we do for this week? What are we working on? In front of everybody, which is cool. It's not scary. And it was ranged from anything, were you building out a new sales funnel? Are you trying to write a book? Whatever it was that you were working on, he would make sure that you were staying on track. Anywhere from building out Facebook ads. And so with that really helped me. It opened my eyes to the potential for my business, and showed me how to connect more on Facebook with potential customers, and then potential, I would say, agents who actually want to come into the business and do what I do. So that actually that helped me. And not too long ago, probably a few months ago, I saw a lady on Facebook, and her name is Rosemary. And so she's my spiritual coach. So what she does is same thing. And so guys, having a coach is not easy. And it's not fun all the time. Sometimes it is, but just know they're going to kick your butt for a reason because you have a goal and they're there to help you, reach your goal. So with Rosemary, we're in a group again, and every week we have work every single day.
Wow.
This really is hard because this is, when I say spiritual coach, this is about your mind. What is it that you're feeding your mind? Are you feeding your mind positive affirmations or negative affirmations? Are you doubting yourself? Are you doubting that you can actually do this? What are you feeding your mind? And so we have I have homework every single day. Wow. We have live sessions every day. We can join in the live session. We have check-ins on a daily basis. She needs to know where you are and what you're doing. She is our number one fan. She tells us when we're off track. She asks questions. But for the most part, all of us, wherever we are, whether we're an entrepreneur or we're an employee, we have to watch on a daily basis what we feed on. So can we actually do this? Take out all the negative, learn how to remove all the negative energy, all the negative thoughts. And then when those thoughts come in, accept it, reimagine it with something positive, with a positive affirmation. Because and this is what I've learned in my business. We were brought on this earth, each and every one of us, whether we do this or not, we were brought on this earth to be awesome. And so we have to remember that. From time to time, we actually forget this. We were actually going to be awesome and figure out what our strengths are, figure out what it is that we truly want to do in this life. And I know you know this, Lisa, because you and your husband are in the health industry. all of us, all of the entrepreneurs, we are here to help other people
Absolutely.
realize that they can do this too, but in different ways. So you and your husband, health just like credit, it's vital. It's vital for us to be able to live in this world. And so you and your husband are here to help others realize how important their health is and how critical it is for us to live. And so it's healthy. We're giving back.
Correct.
And so with that, same thing with me with credit, right? I know how important it is in this life, in this world, that we have to have excellent credit in order to have the things that we truly or wouldn't be able to afford and attain. We can do that with great credit and learn how to save money. So all of us have, I would say, a calling that we want to help people realize in this life. And so that's what that coach is for.
Awesome.
And that's what, right? And then I have another coach who's been through this credit repair business.
Okay.
And so she helps me, and her name is Joelle Norke, and she actually helps me with the business side as well of the credit repair business. So I have a lot of coaches.
Which is important. It's absolutely important.
It is.
But you're one that it's every day. That's intense.
Yes. You know what? It's mind. What is the saying? Mind over matter.
Yes.
So once we get it in our heads that we can do this and we can achieve it, nobody can stop you. But we have to get to that point. Absolutely. And a lot of times, and I know you know this. You've probably met people even with in the health industry. Once we know we can overcome an obstacle by eating well, eating right, exercising, right, and consistently doing that, we'll reach our weight goals, right? But we have to know that we can do this first. And the same thing with credit repair, right? It may look daunting right now where some people are with their credit, but we can fix it. It won't kill you. It'll make you stronger, but we can get through it and we can fix it. And Absolutely. You'll be on the other side of it.
Absolutely. And it's just like doing business. It's, moving forward and taking just, again, guided step by step. And we'll get into that. We will definitely get into talking about this, you guys, especially for those of you, I know we've got a few of you who have your own, you're already, you're entrepreneurs or you're just starting up. And before we do that really quick, as I know we've had a few more people join on, welcome. Thank you for popping in and say hi. As we get into this, and again, we're going to be talking about credit and credit repair and how credit is important to be able to really utilize both for personal life, but for business and why it is so important. Please hit the share button and share this forward with somebody who needs to hear this. This is important information for your business and for your personal life. So we're going to start to jump into this a little bit. Okay. Obviously, thank you so much for sharing your journey working with coaches. Again, I think it is just so key and critical to help, keep you on track and keep you on path. And you've really brought on key people for you, for your both personal and your business development, which is really fantastic. So if you could now share your story of how you got into the industry of credit repair.
So,
it's a good one.
I know, right? So, like in my bio, yes, I know firsthand the effect of having excellent credit versus poor credit.
Hold on, it's a little, it's sounding a little muffled. Hold on one second. I just want to make sure everyone can hear clearly. Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
It's a little muffled. That's very interesting. I hope everyone can hear okay. So let's see. Not sure why.
What about now? Is that better?
Can you turn it up a little bit? Sorry, guys. I just want to make sure that you can clearly hear because I know this is really good stuff here. Let's see.
What about now?
Oh, better. Definitely.
Okay. No problem. So as I was saying, in the bio, I know firsthand of having excellent credit being able to walk into the store, get what I want, walk into a car dealership knowing I was going to pay a low interest rate, knowing exactly what I wanted, wasn't going to haggle, came out with my car and the monthly car note that I wanted, have a very low auto insurance premiums. And then I've had issues where I was laid off, late on my bills. So then, of course, my credit, suffered because of that, to where I couldn't get a personal loan. I was, paying high premiums for things because it's spending a lot of money because my credit was bad. And so I began to realize everyone around me had credit issues. And while it's something that's personal and people shy away from it, you can't get away from it because if you need a new car, if you need a place to live, rent, to rent an apartment, or you want to move into a house, you want to get a cell phone, the smallest cell phone, utilities, you need to have excellent credit. And so I began my journey December 27, 2016 into the credit repair business. And it was because I saw most people around me, family members as well, was having financial issues and had poor credit. So why couldn't I help them with this? I've been on both sides of the coin. When I lived in California, I had excellent credit. I did tips and tricks to actually add extra stuff onto my credit report to increase my credit score. And then as well, I decided I would only have one credit card. And I did. Everything else I paid in cash. And that actually helped me with increasing my credit score. And I was very mindful of that. And so I know the difference. And I want people to be able to experience working on that credit and being able to move into a home, or needing to get a new car and you can go get a new car. You don't have to worry about your credit score. So, and this is the reason why I got into my current business. And just to give you a little information about the business that I do, I actually work with a company called Financial Education Services, and it's a hybrid company. And so what it does is it allows you to be your own business owner. So I actually work from home now, and I work from home. I help clients restore their credit score, as well as I mentor and train individuals who actually want to get in the business with me. And so that is a beauty of my business that I'm doing right now.
Fantastic. So you get to help people on both ends of it.
Yes,
absolutely.
I do.
Absolutely. So, and again, you guys, for those of you listening, understand too that when you improve your personal credit, it makes it easier to do a lot of things. And especially as a business owner, many times you must have good personal credit to get the business loans, to get, to be able to, maybe you need to get, a new program or new software or computers or whatever that is. There's a process to building business credit, but initially starting out, and it's about your personal credit. You need to start out with your personal credit.
Correct.
So what is your best advice for someone who does not know where to begin in the world of credit? Let's kind of start with the basics.
So here's the basics. Everybody needs to know that as consumers, we have rights as a consumer. So I normally will ask people, do they know their rights? So under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, we as consumers have the right to actually see our credit report and see what is listed on our credit report. And what you can do to do this, every year, you're able to get a free copy of your credit report. And you go to annualcreditreport.com. That's the first step that every person needs to take. Again, it is annualcreditreport.com.
Cool.
and you want to go there every year, all of us can get a free copy. And it's not just, and when I say free copy, it's from Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Those are the three major. Yes, from all three. And so every individual can go there, request a free copy from all three credit bureaus, credit agencies, and then once they get that, they can either have it mailed to them or they can get it online. Print it out. If you get it online, you're able to see it online, print those copies out, and you need to begin to analyze to make sure everything on there is correct. Anywhere from your name, date of birth, your social, and then start looking at the accounts. If you start looking at the addresses, look at your the inquiries, analyze it. You may not be able to explain every single thing on there, might not know what that means, but for those accounts, the main thing is to look at the accounts and make sure that those accounts are actually yours.
Okay.
So that is the first step that we take if we don't know where to go, even if we don't even know our credit score. That's the next step. The first thing is to get your credit reports and analyze those and see if everything is correct. I would say the next step, when you ask for your free credit report, it will not contain a credit score. The next step, it will not contain a credit score. This is just the
report to make sure everything is on there, but there's no score on it.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
That is correct. There are different online places that we can look. I'm going to shout out this one website, and I'll tell you to go there. And the reason why I tell you is because I like them, but you can choose whichever. It is called privacyguard.com.
And please say it again. Privacyguard.com. Privacy Guard. Okay, I'll put it in. Okay.
Yeah. So you want to go privacyguard.com. They have probably 2 or 3 different things going on where you can actually monitor your credit in a credit report. That's actually what you want to select. There's another thing for identity monitoring, for identity theft. You don't want to choose that. You want the credit report and credit monitoring. Once you select that, I think it's $1 just to sign up, but this is going to pull in your credit reports and it's going to give you your credit score for each credit agent. And let me explain this. A lot of times when we are looking to get a mortgage or a car, they look for an overall score. So say they may look for an overall score of 680, okay. Right? They're looking for the overall score. You have 3 different credit scores. TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian will give you, they'll have scores for you. So you have 3 different scores. So that is what you're looking for. And they can vary. They will vary just based on what actually they're reporting, right?
Yes, they vary widely.
Yes, they do. They vary widely. So that is the second step. So first step, annual creditreport.com to get your free credit reports. Second step for your credit score, I tell you to go to privacyguard.com. And the reason why I mentioned Privacy Guard is because their scores, they use a FICO 8, which is close to what the lenders will use. So it'll be a lot more accurate or close to accurate than going to Credit Karma.
Okay.
So I do want to mention this. Do not use Credit Karma for your credit score.
Why is that?
They are, I think Credit Karma uses the Vantage score. And so Vantage scoring and FICO scoring are a little bit different. So they weigh things on your credit report a little bit differently. I'll give you an example. FICO score may need to take in a credit history of about a year, where I think Vantage will only be about a month or 2. So see, the scoring can be very off. And so I get a lot of clients who will come to me and say, oh, my credit score on Credit Karma said it was 680, but then you told me to go here and it's like a 580. Yes. And that's the difference. So or they use that credit score on Credit Karma and go apply for a loan and they are denied for it, and they find out that the true credit score is a lot lower than what it said on Credit Karma. So
wow, that's
yes.
really good to know.
Yes. So that's a tip to actually use. There are others. There's a credit check total. So it's called
I'm sorry?
Called credit check total.
Credit check total.
Yes, that's a .com. That's another one that they that you can use to look at your credit scores.
Okay.
So privacyguard.com, creditchecktotal.com. Those two are really good. There may be some others, but those are the ones that I use.
Okay.
So those are the first two things that all of us need to do. And we need to learn to get in the habit of doing it every single year, if not more than once. But yes, at the beginning of the year, January, go check your credit. Go check your credit reports. Let's see what you have on your credit reports.
Perfect. Okay, so maybe if you could share a little. So now they've gone in, so they've checked their credit report, make sure that there are not any discrepancies. And you guys, you know, again, depending on how old you are, those reports can be pretty long. I've been around for a little while, but again, I know you've got to go through it, you know, piece by piece and make sure that it's correct. So making sure. Now, if let's say you go through that and you find that there's something that's not right or it's being reported incorrectly, how do you dispute that?
So that's where I come in. But anyway, that's where I come in. But no, for the ones that are people who want to do it themselves, another tip: never dispute an account online. Never dispute an account online. So you can go to Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, and go through your credit report and then and start to dispute it online. Never do that, because in the fine print that we never read, if you dispute it online, if they come back and say it's verified, you have lost your right to dispute it again. So never do that. I would say if you find that there's a discrepancy on your credit report, if you want to do it yourself, there are letters that you can actually use. You find a template and use it. Here's the key: you have to stay on top of it consistently. So I'll give you an example. I'll give you a true life example for myself. This happened about 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. Checking my credit reports like normal. I had a public record on one of my credit reports, and scared me to death. I'm like, what are they talking about? This isn't me. It wasn't me. So this is before I got into the credit repair business. I found a letter, a template. I actually made a copy of the credit report, created the letter, made a copy of my identity documents. You'll always need that if you're sending in letters. Normally we use driver's license, social security card. They also may need to see a utility bill or cable bill or bank statement with your address on it, your name and address on it, because that you're saying this is me, right? Mm-hmm. I'm sending this letter in, this is me, and then I'm telling you what you have on my credit report, that's not me. So they have to be able to verify that. So I sent that information in and told them that wasn't me. The lady's information was on my credit report, and it really startled me, because on your credit report, your social security number is on there. So her information was there, and it clearly wasn't mine. So I think what happened is somebody miskeyed on my credit report.
Wow.
They took it off. But it's the effect from that. During that time, I was an independent contractor.
Oh.
So a consultant, right? So I basically I was always looking for that next contract, consulting contract. And so if they happen to pull my credit, because they were going to offer me that potential project, and they saw that public record I had, that could have cost me getting, that client.
Absolutely.
So it's very important that we are consistent about checking our credit reports. So they actually removed it, but it's just another testimony to say, this is why I need to be in this business, because this happened to me, and if it happened to me, it can happen to anybody.
Absolutely.
Right.
So just to be clear then, so when you do it in writing with a letter and all the stuff, the supporting documents and all of that, obviously it takes a lot longer, but like, is there a time frame, from like, is there like a guideline? Like, does it take a few months?
So normally, for us and under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, it's our right to be able to dispute any negative item, right, on our credit reports or erroneous and inaccurate information. So what we do is when you send that letter out, I will advise you to send it out certified.
Oh, right.
So you can keep track of when they actually received it. The credit bureaus have 30 days in which to respond to your letter. If they don't, then they have to delete it. They have to delete that information. But this is why I say, when you are doing it yourself, make sure, I know all of us are busy, you have your jobs, you may have children, you have all kind of activities going on. Make sure you're keeping track and up to date with when you actually mailed it out, it was certified, when they received it, start tracking when the 30 days are up. If they don't send you a response within those 30 days, you'll need to follow up. It is a process. It truly is a process.
So that is a great segue as to why we need you. So hold on one second, guys. So again, please, you guys, if you have any questions for Tania specifically, please make sure you type them in the comment section. Okay, because this is really great stuff. I'm taking notes all crazy here. But please go ahead and use the comment section and ask her questions. You have her available right now. So again, utilize this. But now let's sort of transition, and if you can share. So we were just talking about, you guys, this takes a lot of, it takes some time, it takes some effort, you got to follow up. So then share with us sort of your role and how you work with your clients and coach and mentor them in this.
So here's what I do. I don't have to do the credit repair myself, though I understand it. We actually have a team.
I'm having a hard time hearing you again. It's like really far away. I don't know it's weird. Sometimes it comes in and out. So I just want to make sure everyone can hear this.
It's up all the way. Can you hear me now? Is that better?
It's still really far away. It's very odd. And it's like inconsistent because it comes and goes.
What about now? Is that better?
I don't know. Okay, we can. All right, well, we'll go. Let me turn it up a little bit more. I just want to make sure everyone can hear this. So you guys hear okay? If you could just type in there, let me know if you can hear Tania fine, because I want to make sure you're getting the information. So just let me know. Okay, we'll go for it here.
Is that a little bit better? Not really. Okay, let me try right there. How does that? Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know if you can't, and I'll put them back in. So the beauty of my business, we don't have any overhead. And so we actually have a team who actually does all of the credit repair work. What I do is my knowledge and expertise. So when I talk to customers, I actually do a free consultation. So I will go over with you, what are your credit repair needs? I'm going to ask those questions. Do you know your credit score? Do you know your current credit score? last time you looked at your credit report? Can you hear me?
It's unfortunately, it's
now?
not. Oh, that was weird. Okay, talk now.
Is it okay now?
There you go, right there.
Okay. So I'm trying to say where in my free consultations, what I do is ask those key questions. Do you know your credit score? When is the last time you looked at your credit report? Tell me what's actually on your credit report that's inaccurate or erroneous that you are wanting to remove. And then tell me what your goals are.
Okay.
So most of my clients want to increase their credit score because they want to move into a home. So those are the type of questions that I ask. So we go from there. Once I understand that information, I will explain to them what our process is. So you know how we're different and what our process is, we actually will dispute every negative item on all 3 credit reports at the very same time.
Okay. Wow.
And so with that, and then we get the customers. So the customers are actually involved. When we create the letters, we actually send the letters to the client. So they actually get to see what's in the dispute letters. Mm-hmm. And so it's not going into a black hole. They mail the letters out. When they get the responses back, then they send us a copy of the responses, and then we update their information and we go to the second round. And by the way, for all the customers, you get your own dashboard. It's very secure. You get to see exactly what we're doing. So we're very transparent in that way. And normally with my customers, typically they start seeing results in 45 to 90 days.
Wow.
Right. I did want to add this in here because I get questions all the time. Clients will ask, how long is this going to take? Mm-hmm. Right. So let's go back to when I stated under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, it is our right to dispute negative items, inaccurate, erroneous items on our credit report. We actually have to give the credit agencies 30 days in which to respond. So it does take time, right? Mm-hmm. So normally my clients will stay in the program just based on what they have on a credit score. And every credit report is like our fingerprint. It's different. It's totally different, right? Anywhere from 3 to 6 months, they may stay in the program with me. And I'm there walking them through it, answering questions. That's what I actually do. And I give them tips and tricks that they can use to help increase their credit score, but then also coach them as well. One of the biggest things that we educate our clients on is while you're going through the credit repair process, you don't want to add any additional inquiries. So you shouldn't be applying for additional credit during that time because it kind of hinders the credit repair process. But then we are providing the information of how vital your credit score and your credit reports are, and then explaining, getting them to understand, what makes up your credit score, right? And then trying to instill in them good habits, good financial habits, being able to save money, how to, work on your current debt to pay that down, right? And what's the best thing for you to do in regards to your credit? So I'll give you an example. A lot of times individuals will they have some very good old, accurate, current accounts that they may not be using, but they're old. And so they want to close those accounts out. No, you don't want to do that. Reason being, 35% of your FICO score or credit score is your payment history. So say you have an account that's 15 years old. You always stay up to date. You paid on it as agreed, on time. you have 15 years worth of good payment history.
Right.
You want to keep that open on your credit report. You don't want to close that out. So those are some of the things that we are able to help educate our clients on in the program. As well with our program, it's, I would call it maybe a financial portfolio or package, because credit restoration is our flagship product, but then being in the program, they actually get LifeLock, so to protect their identity. And they're going to need that. See, if your credit score is bad, you don't have anyone trying to steal your identity. But when your credit score is good, right, and excellent, you know, we have people who will take advantage and, you know, steal your information, not to mention with all the different breaches from Equifax, you know, and different other various companies, you know, your information is out there for those type of individuals to try to take and steal your identity. So that's very important. They get to do their will, trust, and power of attorney with us. They also get a credit monitoring tool. And those are the biggest pieces or services in the actual credit repair program that they get.
That's fantastic.
And it's just like what I said, what I do is help consumers take back their power by through credit restoration, and also to help protect their assets, so property and assets. And the way to do that is to make sure you have your will, trust, and POA, as well as you're protecting your identity. So
excellent. Wow. That's very, very well-rounded. That's amazing. That is amazing. So you guys, as we're coming up to the top of the hour here, this has been some really key insights in here. This is fantastic, Tanya, and thank you so much. I want to just remind everybody that, again, as part of our association, you know, the majority of our expert speakers are going to be coming on board at some level inside the association, because we think that this business training, this is really, really key piece to have and to know and to have as a resource, right? So obviously, for those of you who are registered, by the way, for the speaker series, Tanya is going to share in a moment. She has an amazing free gift for you. You'll be able to access that free gift within the replay page. So you can go back, you can listen to this again. I posted a couple of the links that you provided, and then you'll have access to her free download. But what I want to do is make sure I thank everybody and acknowledge everyone for being here, and to give you the big picture of the speaker series is just a snip of what we are going to be doing in the association. It's going to be a community and a resource for education, for tools, for pieces that you need to run a successful and a profitable business. So for that, for all of our listeners, and whether you watch the replay or not, while the series is going, we are having an amazing opportunity for you to join the association in our charter membership. And I'm going to post the link in here for each of you to go in there and check it out. The charter membership, you guys, is incredible. $10 a month. You get to lock that in for life. You will have the first 30 days free because the association is not officially open yet. So this is just to give you an overview of just the quality and the amazing trainings and resources that you'll have within the association. So I'm going to post a link on the Facebook comments, so you guys can go in there. Again, just simply go in, click on the link, grab the $10 a month charter membership. The first month is free. What's going to happen is after the speaker series is done, so we have 2 more weeks after today, the next 2 Wednesdays, and then we will be shutting down the charter membership forever. I will never offer that again. It will be going away, because we really want to encourage you guys to come in and participate at the community level now, like, you know, before we launch it out to the rest of the world. So I will post that in there, and I'm going to have Tanya share with you her amazing gift. Again, we'll have this available on the replay page. All of you that are registered will receive the link to the video recording and to the entire replay page. So Tanya, you have a special ebook for them.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I have a special ebook for all of you, and I think this will help you to get started and to understand what your rights are. So it's a 10 minutes about credit, and we actually dispel all those 10 myths. These are common myths that everybody thinks. So for instance, I'll just give you one, but I appreciate if you pick up the ebook. It will definitely help you to know that you too can fix your credit. So one of the myths is that the credit bureaus are a governmental agency. They are not.
Or double what?
That the credit bureaus, so TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, are governmental agencies.
Oh.
They are not. Mm-mm. They are for-profit businesses. They get paid to sell our information to creditors and lenders. Mm. So very good information. I want to share that with everyone. I didn't know that information before myself. So good information for you to know that you have rights. We can help you with if you have any credit or challenge credit issues. But that is your gift today for coming by and watching us give you some great information today.
Well, that is actually, I'm very excited about this. I'm going to download this myself because you actually said it as 10 myths creditors don't want you to know, which is actually even better because
yes,
it's what we don't know that we don't know that we don't know, right? Like that's what gets us, right?
Yes, that is true.
So I'm very excited for that. That will be available on the replay page, you guys, along with Tania's information. So you'll have the opportunity to reach out to her. I encourage you, and again, if you're also watching the replay, type in the questions. We will be paying attention. We'll go back to the feed, so we will be answering them in there, as well as, again, you'll have Tania's information on the replay. So, Tania, thank you so much. This was very eye-opening. I already know some things I have to go back and modify. So, okay. I so appreciate this. This is such a key piece, again, that we get to share, and I appreciate your time today. And of course, you guys go to the replay page and get the download, the 10 myths creditors don't want you to know.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa, so much for inviting me to share this information and to be able to chat with you. I had a pleasure.
Absolutely. Me too. Thank you so much. Have a fabulous evening.
You too.
Talk with you soon. Bye.